Hello and welcome once again to Bamboo Batu. Today we're talking about how to earn money with your bamboo, how to monetize bamboo. It's a big hot question, especially considering the recent great rise in popularity of bamboo, increasingly recognized for its versatility and its many environmental benefits. So a lot of people want to jump onto bamboo and start cashing in on this remarkable product, this remarkable natural resource. And there's a good reason why they would want to do that. And there are some definite possibilities to make money growing bamboo. But like anything that promises to get you rich quick, it's not actually going to get you rich quick. But it could be a great way to make money. It could be a good way to turn your land into something profitable. And with all the many uses of bamboo, there are definitely some ways to convert this plant into commodities, which could be valuable. So let's look at some of those bamboo products that you could be making. Generally, I like to divide it into two different categories, which are, it's not the perfect explanation of it, but it's a helpful way to get started. So there are products that you can make that don't require any processing or very little processing. And then there's products that require lots of processing. And so we're talking about minimal capital expenditure versus major capital expenditure. So if you have a small plot of bamboo, it's not going to be worthwhile, for example, to start a paper mill and start making paper products with your bamboo. But you could, if you look on the left side here, these are products that don't require a factory or major processing infrastructure and such. So you've got your bamboo poles and bamboo slats for making fences, the bamboo shoots, which are edible, which are a pretty popular commodity, and bamboo charcoal, which requires pretty minimal processing, but there is some equipment, some machinery involved in that, but it's pretty minimal compared to what we have on the right side. Did I say left and right? Yeah, left is the minimal processing. On the right side is the more significant processing. So on the right there we have laminated bamboo for flooring and panels and beams for construction purposes. The more modern architectural bamboo stuff. And then there's also bamboo textiles, bamboo t-shirts, towels, socks, bamboo clothing. If you haven't tried it, it's super soft, super comfortable, and it's quite a wonderful thing. And bamboo paper products, also super interesting product. But these two products, especially the textiles, the fabrics, and the paper products, do require significant processing. It's not something that you're going to do in your backyard with 40 or 50 or 100 acres of bamboo. You're looking at thousands of acres of bamboo to make this kind of project worthwhile. Otherwise, you just won't have enough bamboo to feed the factory, and you'll have a lot of downtime, and it just won't be a worthwhile investment. So it's hard to say where the cutoff point is exactly, but we're talking about thousands, if not tens of thousands of acres of bamboo to make it profitable and worthwhile to build a factory to convert that bamboo into pulp for paper or for textiles. And then we also have bioethanol down there. Bioethanol could be very interesting. Factories that make bioethanol, the type of ethanol that bamboo is the type of processing, I should say, for bamboo is different than the type of processing for corn and wheat. And so there aren't so many facilities doing that. It's called cellulosic ethanol, made from trees and woody plants that have lots of cellulose and lignin in their biomass. And so it's a slightly different process, requires different facilities than where you would make bioethanol from wheat and corn and other food crops. And so it's not necessarily specific to bamboo. And I believe there are some of those facilities coming up around the country, around the United States, in the Midwest particularly, where a bamboo farmer might be able to sell their biomass to one of these facilities. Anyway, this is just meant to be a general overview of some of the products you could be making from bamboo. And like I said, we like to kind of break it up into minimal processing, minimal investment in equipment and machinery, and a major processing that requires factory industrialization and such. So that gives you some idea. So now let's look a little more closely. We've got bamboo poles. Bamboo poles are what most people end up with when they grow bamboo. And people contact me all the time saying, hey, I've been growing bamboo for 2 years or 10 years or 20 years, and I've got tons of bamboo poles. Do you want to buy my bamboo poles? And I say, I don't really want to buy your bamboo poles because there's a lot you can do with bamboo poles. You can make a really cool gazebo in your backyard. You can make a curtain hanger, curtain rods, but those types of products don't require major quantities of bamboo. It's not an industrial level of consumption of bamboo poles. And the other thing is shipping bamboo poles can be real cumbersome. The ones in this picture here are pretty small, but bamboo poles can be pretty big, pretty thick, and they're hollow, so there's all air in the middle. So you end up shipping lots of air, lots of hollow tubes. And so bamboo poles are a tricky market. If you can find something to make with bamboo poles, so some cool furniture. If you've got some carpentry skills, you can make some cool stuff. You can be making anything from wind chimes to coffee tables, all kinds of arts and crafts. That's going to require some artisanal skills, which you may or may not have. But if you do have those skills, then this could be a great way to monetize your bamboo. Not too many people have the skills to build like this. If they did have those skills, then you would have an easier time just selling truckloads of bamboo poles. And this is the green school in Bali, Indonesia. If you tried to build something like this in the United States, chances are somebody from the county would come over and ask you if you had a permit, and you'd have to say, no, I didn't get my permit, because nobody in the US is going to give you a permit to build a house like this, unfortunately, because they can be completely safe, but it's hard to test and measure and really say this is a safely built structure. Not to say that this, the Bali Green School definitely is made up of safe structures, but most parts of the world, in the United States in particular, people are not really qualified to assess the safety of a building like that. And so they just say, nope, can't do it. So again, it makes selling your bamboo poles, in large quantities, it makes that pretty difficult. So another product you could look into that requires basically no processing are bamboo shoots. Bamboo shoots are very nutritious, very popular culinary item. There's actually a far greater demand for bamboo shoots in the United States than most people realize. And most bamboo farmers at this point, growing bamboo in America, are making most of their money by selling the bamboo shoots to exotic like Asian grocers, exotic fruit and vegetable distributors. They'll come around and buy truckloads of bamboo shoots, fresh off the farm, and they can sell them in restaurants and markets and different places. So that's a pretty good way to make money with your bamboo. Another advantage of that is that you can start harvesting the bamboo shoots fairly early, after say 2 or 3 or 4 years, as opposed to the bamboo poles, which you need to wait maybe 6 or 8 years before they're really full size, mature, premium quality poles. So bamboo shoots could be pretty interesting. And you can harvest maybe about half of your bamboo shoots, the fresh shoots that come up, leave the other half in the ground, and you'll still have enough fresh shoots to keep your bamboo grove looking healthy and vibrant. Bamboo charcoal is definitely another interesting area. Charcoal and biochar, very similar processes to make these. Carbonization, pyrolysis. They basically cook the bamboo down into charcoal. Charcoal, which can be burned in a barbecue, burned for fuel, to fuel some other type of energy. uh, usually used for cooking or for heating. And then the biochar, which is pretty similar, but it's usually in a powder form, and it's used usually as a soil amendment. You'll take the biochar and plow it back into the soil, and it will add a lot to the soil. It makes the soil very inviting for microorganisms. It helps the soil retain moisture. If you mix your biochar into your compost, that'll really charge your biochar with nutrients and really get the most out of the bamboo biochar and get the most out of your compost. It's a great combination. You can read more about that at bamboobatu.com or elsewhere on the internet. And another thing about biochar is it does lock that CO2 into it's locked in there in the biochar, and then if you bury it in the ground, then you're burying that CO2 and you're sequestering CO2 underground, and you can earn carbon credits for that, valuable carbon credits, which you can sell on the carbon credit market to other companies who are looking to offset their emissions, because the biochar is basically drawing CO2 and burying it underground, keeping it out of the atmosphere, which is a good thing to curb the global warming. And so, yeah, carbon credits are a big deal. I already talked about that. And another item that you could be making along the lines of energy production are these bamboo pellets. Bamboo can be pressed in these pellets, just like other biomass, tree sawdust. Normally, you would use the byproducts of your bamboo. You wouldn't use the premium poles, premium material to make this. You would use the byproduct, the sawdust, wood chips, scraps, bits and pieces, and grind that stuff down and press it into pellets, which could be used to feed heaters, different energy production. If you have tons and tons and tons, you could use those bamboo pellets to feed power plants. They're converting lots of power plants that used to run on coal. They're converting them to run on biomass now, commonly in Europe, where a lot of energy used to come from Russia. There's an energy crisis you might have heard about. So biomass wood pellets are actually being used to feed those power plants that formerly ran on coal. So that's pretty interesting. If you have enough biomass to do that, chances are you'll have smaller quantities that you could use to feed more smaller heating units for domestic use. Other products, you got toothpicks, chopsticks, toothbrushes, all kinds of things you can be making with bamboo. The bamboo wood is very high quality, and there's some pretty basic machinery to make these products. And again, it's a lot easier to sell a truckload of bamboo chopsticks or bamboo toothbrushes or bamboo toothpicks than it is to sell a truckload of just big bamboo poles, these big hollow tubes. And then getting into the more highly processed material, there's the bamboo building material, laminated beams and panels. It makes an amazing construction material. It's being used more and more widely in the United States and in Europe, because, like I said, those other bamboo structures, like the one we saw in Bali, as cool as they are, it's hard to get those approved for building in the US or in Europe. So they're converting bamboo, laminating it into nice even strips. They're uniform in size. They can be used on a large scale and very standardized. And it looks beautiful, and it saves trees. And so many reasons to enjoy bamboo building materials, and the results speak for themselves. This is some amazing stuff. There's some interior bamboo paneling, exterior paneling. You can use it outdoors. It's even good for structural use. The picture on the right there, those beams holding up part of the house there. These are pictures from Lamboo, a company in Illinois, southern Illinois, in the American Midwest. Yeah, so some amazing stuff we could be doing with bamboo. If you have some more equipment, you can also be making bamboo paper and packaging, the pulp. It's quite a process to do. It's not something you're going to do on a small scale. But if you do have many, many acres, talking thousands of acres of bamboo, you could be pulping it and using that pulp to make biodegradable, reusable packaging material. Great product. Um, and toilet paper. It's amazing how much old growth forest is cut down to make toilet paper because those old growth trees apparently have the longer and softer fibers. But bamboo also has great um, fiber profile, long fibers, medium fibers, short fibers, and a good balance of those different fibers to get the strength and the softness for some premium toilet paper. So again, toilet paper, packaging material, all kinds of great stuff that you can make with bamboo pulp paper products. And that should give you a few ideas for small scale to large scale. There are many, many ways to monetize your bamboo. And if you want to learn more, check out our website, bamboobatu.com. You can contact me. You can leave a comment down below. Remember to click the like button, subscribe to the page, share your friends, and make Bamboo Batu your new favorite. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.